In this video, I'm going to be replacing the external display, so the outside screen, on the Samsung Galaxy Fold7. I'm going to begin by not touching this inside screen because it looks like somebody's cleaned it real nice. And then I'm going to place it on the hot plate closed. I just don't want anything interfering with that internal display. So I'm going to close it and I'm going to put it flat, face down on the hot plate. I've got this set to 85 degrees C. Although it's about 100 degrees C in this workshop today, I don't think it's going to take long to warm this up, is what I'm saying. Once the screen has warmed up suitably, we should be able to add some isopropyl alcohol all the way around the four edges of the screen. Apply it quite liberally at this point. It's warm and it's going to evaporate very quickly. So once I've got the alcohol soaking in, I'm going to get the suction cup. In this case, because it's not too damaged the screen, it's only the bottom right corner what's got some damage. I'm going to start at the top. If I was removing the screen and it wasn't damaged, I would do exactly the same thing. This is where the adhesive is the thinnest. So you can see as soon as I start lifting it, look at that. It comes away super easy. That's the alcohol and heat working together just to make it nice and easy to remove. And same again, I'm going to go off like like this isn't damaged. So if you were removing this to replace the battery or do any other work, then you just take your time, lift it up very slowly, and I like to wiggle it a little bit just to get it moving. If there's resistance like there is down here, then you can add a bit more alcohol. The adhesive is very thin on these and there's not that much of it, so that's how easy it is to lift it up, and you don't even have to use like a pick or anything like that. You can see how little amount of adhesive there is actually holding that on. But obviously now that we're into the phone, just be careful because it's a funny shaped sort of connector what's on there. I think the best way to deal with this is to lift it up and fold it over like that on itself, and then you can sort of rest it and do your work. Let's go over to the workbench and finish off this repair. So now that I've got some tools, I can continue working on this Fold7. So here's how we got it off the hot plate, and it looked a little like this. I left the suction cup. I mean, if we wanted a bit more stability, we could just rotate it, couldn't we? Stick it on that way, and then it's not going to tip over as easily. And then it seems that we have one of those popping out sort of covers. From experience, I know to be careful with these, so let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it up with my hand like that, and then I'm going to pop it out because these tend to be quite spring loaded. So let's pop it out. I mean, I didn't need to cover it with my hand that time, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. And it just ended up over here. It didn't fling off too far, but in the past I've definitely had them where they've gone absolutely flying before. Right, at this point, make sure that the phone's off before you do anything else. Just turn it off. I'm not going to be responsible if anything breaks because the phone's turned on or it's got power to it. But for me, you can disconnect this with a plastic spudger and reconnect one without doing any damage. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But yeah, I disagree. You're not going to do any damage by doing that. And as long as you get this right when you're plugging it in, I think you've got more chance of doing some physical damage to the connector, to be honest, which it's not going to happen. So now, the most important thing that we need to worry about is making sure that all this frame is nice and clean now. So we're just going to go along with the tweezers and just make sure that everything, all the old adhesive is removed. And a lot of it did come away when we took that screen off. Most of it did. But you can see when I'm running the tweezers along, there is still some leftover gunk on there. Just make sure that everything's real nice and clean. And I'm just going to have a quick look at the adhesive that they sent for this one. And you can see we've got this this bit here, what's the squiggly bit, and it's got all those parts. So that means that that's going to sit on this bit here. So we need to make sure that we've took all this adhesive away as well, because that's going to be replaced too. you can hold it up side by side and just check which parts of adhesive will be replaced, but there's another bit there. Not sure about that little sort of grounding part. It doesn't look like on the adhesive that there is something in between that piece and that piece, so I'm going to leave that bit there. But we have got this one. But it's important to make sure that you are removing all this adhesive, because like I said, we're using that genuine adhesive. If we didn't peel off, for example, this part here, and then we stuck it on the rest, then what you'd find is that you've got uneven adhesive, and it wouldn't sit flat. So just make sure that you pick off and remove all the glue that you can. I know this is an exceptionally boring sort of step, but removing the old screen's easy. Sticking the new one on is very easy. Everything's obviously important, but this is one of the most important steps for making sure you don't fuck it up. Once you're happy with how much adhesive you've removed, I think there's a little bit there actually. We'll get that with the cotton wool in a second. I always get just a small cotton ball like that, and I'll break off just literally a tiny bit, and then I grab it with the tweezers. Run a small bead of alcohol down the edges wherever we're removing adhesive from, and then we're going to use that bit of cotton wool, and we're just going to clean it up nicely. I find that like a standard sort of Q-tip type thing, it's just a bit too thick in comparison and not rigid enough. So with the tweezers on there, it just adds a bit of rigidity, and means that removing or cleaning it is a lot easier. I'm just going to go over that part again, and then we're going to come down this side. Just do it to all four of the edges, and then you just want to inspect your work after you've done that and make sure that everything's cleaned up. Now, I remember speaking to our customer on this one before they sent it, and they emailed me a picture, and they were asking about that dint you can see in that corner over there. So in a situation like that, for me, what I can't do is guarantee that it's not going to be a problem. So we sort of make that explicitly clear, that I can't make any promises that that's not going to get damaged or let any dust in or cause any real problems. But what I can do is, like, maybe Samsung would say, nah, you can't fix that, or somebody else might say, nah, not happening, that, pal. But for us, we can make a decision, and I think personally, as long as the screen sits down there, and a good way to check that is, like, you see that the corner's gone on this one, you can just flick it round and stick the other side in. They have the same radius on each corner on these, otherwise it'll look a bit silly. So I just flip it round, and I've got the top, and I'm just going to make sure that it sits flat. I do the same trick when we do iPad corners. We just make sure that when we stick that screen down, it's not going to be touching on the metal, because if it does, then it's just a weak point, isn't it? So I can see that's going to work fine. So with that, I guess I'm happy to install the new screen at this point. So, as always, I've already given you a little peek of the adhesive that we're using. When I do these adhesives, I always forget, which order we do this in, but I'm going to just go full send mode and say, we do the outside, we work outside in. And we line up one of the bottom corners first. This adhesive's thin, I don't want to get it wrong. Run it along the edge so that it fits all the way. And then we're just going to make sure that it sits right tight into that edge. Right tight into the edge. So yeah, just nice and tight in those edges. Make sure there's nothing overlapping. And then what you want to do is just make sure you use the flat end of the spudger just to really send it home and push push all the adhesive down so that it's sat nice and tight. And then you can lift up that part all the way. Just be careful that top bit's peeled away with it. I'm gonna make sure that it's sat okay. I'm gonna stretch it back up there. And that's okay. So now we've got that first bit of adhesive on, and that was a pig. And now we've got these two other parts, and I'm just going to make sure that we remove the right part of the film, which is of course that bit. And then usually there's something to guide it onto, which would be the inside corner of this. The camera arm is right in my way. I think that we're pretty close to the center. Yeah, look at that, that fits nice and tight. And then we'll peel off that one. That's looking good. And then of course this other side, which is gonna do the same again. Getting that edge sitting flat into the corner. Try and not make it go like that. What I mean by that is try and not make a mess. And then you should be able to peel it off. And it'll be looking decent. So put that to one side now. The adhesive's ready. Next up is of course just getting the screen out. It's the genuine part. I don't think I might be wrong because I don't remember every video that we've posted, but I don't think I've ever posted a Samsung repair video where we've not used a genuine part. And today is no exception. We've got a real genuine Samsung Fold7 screen. It's very thin. It's got this little protective part down here. Just be careful when you're removing this. But it's got these films here. Just stop peeling it off, and I'm just being so careful not to damage this flex. Yeah, just peel it off carefully. Right, so same again, we're going to offer up this cable. Just be really careful when you're offering this up. Hold it sort of loosely so that you've got a bit of movement here. Don't hold it tight and then pull on this, is what I'm saying, like that. You don't want to be pulling that, because if there's a slip or anything, then it's going to break it. Offer it up to the connector, and then you should be able to lightly press on it and it clips in. You don't want to be pressing hard on it because you will damage the FPC connector. And let's just go up again. I don't think I'll get it as smooth, but I'm going to just show you again. Real nice. Offering it up, I just wanted to get a bit closer because I realized that was far away. So just offer it up nice and loose. And then, like I say, you don't have to press hard. I'm not putting lots of pressure on there. You shouldn't have to. It should sit on real easy and then slot into place. If there's resistance, it's not right. That might be my new motto. If there is resistance, it's not right. And it's true. There's like countless things where when you're removing the back covers, if there's some resistance, you need to stop and you just need to have a look. If you're putting a screen on, if there's resistance, then you need to stop and have a look. But anyway, now that we've got this in place, there's no real tucking of the cable that we need to do. It's just about lining it all up, making sure that it sits nice and flat. If I was you and not as hasty as me, then I probably would have tested that the screen works first and functionality of the phone. But you know, I've just gone full send mode. Got a bit ahead of myself, didn't I? But yeah, we'll plug it in now. We'll make sure that we get some picture out of this screen. If it don't work, then we'll be ordering another seal and doing it again, won't we? And that's that. A slight panic there because my USB-C cable wasn't working. But after I played around with it, it did work. So, this phone has got some picture on it. We're just going to make sure everything looks good. I'll just press the power button. We should get a Samsung logo. There we go. Obviously it's got a protective film on, but underneath that it looks absolutely gorgeous. Just a little bit like you, it's bloody beautiful. Inside screen is unaffected because obviously we've kept it closed throughout the repair. But yeah, very happy with this repair. And obviously you can swipe to open. It's usable. It looks like this customer's either reset it or put it into maintenance mode, which is always good for us. And then I guess the screen doesn't do much, apart from like you've got selfie mode, which you need to check. Just make sure. I think the worst thing that's going to happen there is that there's some protective film behind it that you've not removed. But you can see from my double chin that we did remove it. That's all done. I've got a customer here, so I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. That's how you repair a Fold 7 external screen. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.